Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Everybody Eat Show. Man, episode 79 is a good one. We're here. Let's see. Road to 100. Road to 100. Road to 100, right? So today we're making a stop at 1865 Brewing Company here in Hampton, Virginia. The first Black-owned brewing company in the region.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So before we get started on the episode, first of all, thank you guys for coming out. Really, really appreciate connecting and you guys sitting down with me tonight. That's first. Second of all, let's get to housekeeping items. Make sure you're following us on all platforms. On YouTube, Everybody Eat Show. On Instagram, at Everybody Eat Show. TikTok, it's the same, Everybody Eat Show. Facebook, Everybody Eat Show. Twitter, EBE. Instagram. Twitter, EBE_show. Make sure you're following us. And you can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, we're on there. So make sure that you like, subscribe, share. Don't be selfish. Everybody eats. All right, got that out of the way. Now we get into today's episode. So, if you two, we got the name. We got Rodney Malcolm, William Comer.
Wow.
Rodney Malone.
Wow. Yo. All right.
I couldn't read my own.
He's so bad with names. It's not.
It's all right. It's all right.
and you wrote it down.
I wrote it down. I couldn't read my own handwriting. My own handwriting. My fault. So we got Rodney Malone and William Comer.
Oh no.
So let me stop talking.
I'm sorry. The name of the episode definitely gotta be Get It in Writing. Get It in
True.
That's a fact. Get it in writing. Also, my apologies. I'm sorry. I can't even read my own handwriting. So if you guys can introduce yourselves, what you guys about, why you guys started this company, and we'll start the episode.
Yeah. So my name's William Comer. Of course, you got my name right. So we started 1865 for the lack thereof of Black-owned breweries. It signifies more than just a brewery, and being Black-owned. 1865 signifies Emancipation Proclamation. So we wanted to stand for something, and we definitely took a stronghold to this area, and just making good craft beers, man. That's what we stand by.
True that. I think too, the vicinity that we're in, being by right around the corner from
Fort
Monroe, and where the slaves, it was a safe haven for slaves when they escaped from bondage and went there. So that being around the corner, 1865 was, one of the strongholds, as he said, on the naming of everything.
So the first thing that comes to mind when I hear Black-owned brewery, right? When I told somebody else doing this, they said, "I don't know Black people even own breweries." Right? So I thought the same thing. This is I come from New York. That's where we're from. One, Long Island. I don't think we have a lot of breweries, or we're not really famous.
I went to about I would say 3 last year, all white owned. You don't even see Black people working on the counter.
In New York, y'all have a very one of the first actually Black-owned breweries in New York. I'm trying to think of the name of it. If you give me a minute, they're popular. Like, he's been doing it for some time. Right. No, I'm just saying. I don't want people to see it as actually brewery guys. Like, oh, wait. There's a place in New York, because that was on our list to go visit, me and Rodney, to actually go up there and check it out, to patronize his establishment, because we've seen him, and I mean he's pretty big, so you might want to check on that one. You know what I mean?
Now, just to piggyback on that, you guys, before you started the venture, you guys go around to, because the name has such a strong place in it. Did you specifically also, if you happen to do it, go to other Black-owned breweries before you started or after, just to see
Absolutely not. We didn't have anything to go to.
Yeah, we actually, basically, I've gone to several breweries on the south side. Really none over on this side, and from a business standpoint, I was like, oh, when the opportunity came across our desk, it was like, yeah, this is something we have to do. Not And you know, let's be clear. That's one connotation of what we're doing, but it's the neighborhood. It's diversified, and we're like for everyone, come get a good craft beer. But it just so happens that things fell in line where, hey, we weren't even thinking about being the first Black. We just thought about business. So
Right.
yeah,
Hey, I'm with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and the funny thing about this particular area of Phoebus, it's grown since the build out time, since our acquisition time. We've seen the Baker's Wife, Foxtail, of course, Mango Girls have been here. They've been a pillar in the community with doing different Neor and all that, you know, the
Doing
Parch.
very well.
Yeah.
I mean, powerful Black women.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
know.
I definitely shout out to Mango Girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, they're good people.
Most deaf.
And then Phoebus just have so much more coming as far as every building you see in the next 5 years that's vacant here is going to be restaurant, apartments, condos, everything. So it's going to be just like how you remember, you guys are young, so how downtown Norfolk came alive. I mean, it's just funny to witness it in our lifetime that y'all gonna see that, hey man, wow, Phoebus is alive. They already said Phoebus is alive. Wait, it's gonna really come alive. So again, you can hit this bar, you can do a bar crawl. So I remember it was just us and Mango Girls and Dive Bar, you know what I mean? But it's so funny within this year's time, it's been 4 or 5 other restaurants that's been added or is going to be added. Fuller's there too, so I'm sorry. But yeah, man, it's a good thing, man, as far as the community.
So kind of like speaking on that, building on that, you said when the opportunity came across your desk. So before this started, were you guys business partners? Were you guys friends? Did you have this previous ventures, or like where's the idea of like
Absolutely.
like
This
Yeah.
This is-
Yes to all above.
Okay.
We were business partners.
Our business partner.
Yes, we still are. He
Yeah. You want to tell me on the interview?
Yeah.
It's a breakup?
Yeah. No, not hardly. Yeah, he can speak to what he did, but by trade, I'm a psychologist, a therapist, and so I work with kids and adults with mental health issues, and I do real estate. So the real estate part is where we linked in, and we've had several ventures going here, and actually on this side and on the other side too. So
Yeah.
tell them
So
about your contractor.
no, I don't want to tell them that. They got too much information already. So I own a company called B&B Contracting. And we do commercial, residential, and custom, construction as far as build outs, federal, government side, and on the private sector. And we do real estate investing and 203 programs, all that stuff like that. And me and Rodney
Rehabs.
me and Rodney have a lot of other stuff going too as well. Hopefully you guys can come back, and once we break ground on that, that'll be something. That's something big. It's big. It's huge.
For sure. So I didn't know that. So that's awesome. One of my questions was just going to be, what did you learn along the way of starting this brewing company, right? Like technical skills, business skills. Like what are some skills that you really honed in on? But it sounds like you've had a bunch of experience before, right? So since we're here, like kind of like
So stuff unique to actually just, like brewery business.
Yeah.
Oh, to be clear, neither one of us in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
This is a different beast in its entirety.
Yeah.
Really? So let's talk about that, right? So completely new industry, right? What are some learning curves? What are some things that you're like, yo, I was not prepared for this? Or like, yo, we just have to figure this out.
The amount of time dedicated to understand operations, procedures, systems, it's a lot to go into the restaurant industry. Different tax bracket, different taxes you got to pay for the city. And I mean, listen, it's a learning experience, just down to the, the POS system, learning that.
Dealing with ABC, dealing, yes, beverage control. Yeah, you dealing with that, dealing like Bill said, the tax, different taxes, which is really not that far of a stretch for me, because in my business, I got tons of different taxes that we pay as well. But I think one of the most important things for me, I broke it down into dealing with people. And I think that's been, one of our strongholds. We greet people. We want people to come in and be relaxed and, have a chill atmosphere. And we want to reach, holistically really reach everybody. It's not a black beer or a white beer or a yellow beer. It's beer. Yeah, and so for us, it's, for me, it was fairly easy. Now, did I expect to have an advanced degree and come bust tables? No, but the hustle part is like, we do what we need to do to make it successful. So, and that's, would be one of my things that I would say to someone who's starting, younger person that's starting in business or, entrepreneurship, whatever. Keep your finger on the pulse. Like for me, my motto is, and he'll tell you, you can come to my agency. You might see me emptying trash and cleaning the bathrooms, but I'm not going to ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do. So I think that's like been our keys to success too,
I'm kind of steering in the direction. Would you say you guys say right? Like,
yes.
Where you found it tricky in mixing friendship with running if at all.
Can I start with?
Yeah.
Well, I would say it really hasn't been tricky, because it's two things that we've separated. And then there's one major thing that we've put in concrete before we even start. So the first thing would be our friendship is, money is not gonna come between our friendship. That's number one, because we're gonna continuously reevaluate and look at what's going on and be like, hey, this is not working, let's move to plan B, whatever. And number two, nothing is more important to me than a bond that we would have, we've had in the future, in the past rather. And then, trust. Well, I trust him and he trusts me, and I don't worry. We don't sweat the small stuff. We just grind and work and
Get the job done.
And then communicate. We that's big in any business. You have to communicate to make sure that you're on the same page.
So it literally was like, man, fuck you. Let's go to lunch. You know what I mean? So we
Hey, can you say that?
yeah. So it's not hold on.
Yeah, I was just kidding. Yeah.
So it's no holding on any, you know what I'm saying? We say we got to say as far as business, and then we just keep it pushing.
But yeah, let me be clear that we haven't said that to each other yet.
No, we haven't. No. I'm just giving you an example of how it could be, because we're men at the end of the day. I mean, and there's no egos being, stroked over here. You know what I mean? It's like, look, bro, let's have a conversation. And we might ride out and have a conversation, or just have it in the office. And meanwhile, we're in the cigar lounge. So just keep that in mind, because you didn't say nothing about that. But we got the brewery. We also got the cigar lounge you happen to be sitting in right now. So that's coming. That's on board too for upcoming end of this month. Hopefully we can get ABC to sign off on our stuff so we can have full alcohol up here. So it's gonna be something different, man. So absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. Even just seeing it, I feel like I'm like a kingpin room something like that.
Yeah.
The furniture and the color. I feel like it's a vibe. That's what I'm telling you, right? It's a vibe.
One of those little bars where I went to one for a birthday. It was like behind the vending machine. The door was a vending machine.
Yeah, and they go behind the vendor, put the code. See, for downstairs, it's gonna be somebody to meet you there. You gonna have to whisper the secret word, and he, hit the button, and the bookshelf opens up. So this is how we doing that. So yeah.
Standing out. We were talking about the last episode in terms of like standing out in your industry. So little things like that really like add to the
experience. We
experience.
talked about that offline last night and earlier today. We're talking about finding your niche.
Right.
We're talking about that a lot lately, yeah.
Yeah, finding your niche within your industry.
So little things like that add to the experience, and obviously that adds to the hospitality and just like the restaurant industry, making sure that the customer has a good experience.
Right.
You can get food anywhere, but when you have a good experience, it's a vibe, it's an energy, it's a relationship you can have with it. Then that's that loyalty and repeating.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Right.
So, thank you for that. All right. So for the quote of the day, Ethan's going to say the quote for us. We'll try and guess who said it. If we can't, we'll just talk about our interpretation, what it means to us. So Ethan, when you're ready.
All right. So the quote of the day is: sometimes we must let go of our pride and do what is requested of us. I don't think anyone's going to really guess where it's from. It's from a movie, though. I said the director name.
Say the quote again.
George, sometimes we must let go of our pride and do what is requested of us. The director was George Lucas.
Star Wars.
Yeah. So it was episode 2, and it was saying Gala, some scene they're talking to each other. But I thought it was interesting because it kind of parallels in life. For the most part, there are times you know what you have to do, whether you're not procrastinating or maybe you're just going against what everybody else is saying. And that's why your pride is the right thing to do. What would work?
Can I give you a quote of the day? Pride kills. Anonymous.
No.
Yeah.
I'm interested in your take either on the quote or the
So I mean, it's true though. In both scenarios, sometimes you have to take a different path. We live in an area where it's kind of monkey see, monkey do. But you find so much satisfaction in working the work, continue to work the work, and doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do something different, that's what your passion has put place.
Yeah.
And that might be the door that God wanted you to take anyway. So in life, I learned that a lot of doors shut, for me, but open up greater opportunities. So that's what I take from that. And pride kills too, because sometimes you got to humble it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So when I come in with my head in my hand, you respect that more than me come in with, I ain't doing, you know what I mean? Because he might know something that I don't know. And because he could have been down that path. You follow me? So that's it, man. Just a humble heart and the way of looking at trying to see around the curve.
Yeah.
The benefit of seeing around the curve is what? You can see what's around the corner. So if you know everything, you're not gonna be able to see it. But if you're used to it, and he knows, hey, Bill, take this corner. I've been here 100 times. I'm gonna ease off, the pedal and shift down to third gear. And you know what I mean? And then take that corner that way because he got experience. If not, I'm gonna just hit it full throttle. I'm gonna wrap around a pole or something. So that's why I take that.
Sure, definitely. That goes back to what you're saying. You said some days you might find you taking out the trash, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like even though you have multiple businesses, multiple ventures, like you're still doing what needs to be done. You're not too proud of
Working on work.
I got money now. I don't need to take out the trash, right?
Right.
Because you see some people like that. They get
Oh,
money,
no
they get
no
paid,
doubt.
They
No
get
doubt.
status. They got a nice brewery business going on. And they're like, nah, go let them do it. I'm not gonna touch that. It's like, oh,
Well, I look at this too, it kind of red flagged me for a second when you just said that. And I think like I do stuff to stay humble. Like I had a friend come over one day, I was cutting their grass and he's like, why are you cutting your grass? I'm like, well, number one, I don't just want anybody cutting my grass. I take pride in manicuring my lawn. That's what I call it. And so then number two, it's therapy for me. And it's like I can, if I get on a tractor, you know, a zero turn and just cut whatever, I have music on, or I'm thinking, I'm not talking, I'm into the moment, you know, I'm rehashing things that are going on in my life or whatever, and just, you know, just because I'm a stress-free person, so I don't need anybody bringing stress around. So I have different ways I deal with stress. So I say that to say, you know, it's a thing where you stop, you take your time, you do the menial task to keep you on point, keep you focused. You know, but there's going to come a time when we say, okay, we sitting down now, we're done. And then somebody can come cut the grass, they can, you know, they can come get the trash, they can do all of that, you know. But I honestly don't know if I'm ever going to get to that level, because I want to stay humble, you know, and put God first, you know. So
that's therapeutic for him.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
You know, he had somebody cutting his yard. So
So the friend he was talking about was me. Why are you cutting his grass? And so he said it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. For me, no. I'm gonna just be honest with you. There's some things I do and some things I won't do.
Yeah, and that's fine, you know. You know,
I blame it on my allergies.
You know, I always say, whatever blows your dress up, you know.
I don't got a dress, but I can see how
Well,
it
I'm
works.
just saying, you know, it's a figure of speech.
Right.
Don't take that.
Right.
You know, millennials, y'all, you know, hey.
Looking at, hey, you know, he said he had a dress on.
Hey. Nah.
He blew his dress up.
One more time for the day.
All right, so just went through that quarter of the day. Make sure, you know, pride kills and all that good stuff. Make sure you're putting that aside. So the last segment, I do want to get back more into the technicals of the brewery, right? I'm very curious. Simply, how do you make beer, right? Someone like a lot of us, we go to the store, we buy, we drink it. I hear it comes from barley or wheat, right? But I'm assuming you make it here. If that's true, correct me if I'm wrong. So I want to know, like, how's that process? How do you actually make it? How do you make a craft beer? How do you make a signature beer? Like, what is it?
So you sprinkle a little barley. And we don't know, man. So we know the process and as far as the steps of it, but we have a brewer that actually comes up with the recipes and, you know, and brews good beer. And that's, you know, we can't take credit for everything.
That's Randy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a brewer.
Do you guys curate the menu with Randy? Will we come up with maybe like, hey, I want to try out these 3 new flavors for you know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays. So sit, do beer testing.
Yeah. So everything that comes out, we taste and figure out, you know, if it works or, you know, this is a good one, you know what I mean? And then it's, he starts off with a smaller batch as a test batch, and then so we can know what to do on a larger scale. And then that's how we normally come up with stuff. And Rodney just had one for name after him. It was Malone's
oatmeal or apple. Saison.
Saison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Try it out. It's pretty nice.
We got a veterans bill dropping tomorrow that we did a collab with 8 other breweries here locally.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Got it. So that kind of answers, like,
Yeah,
in terms of like flavor and stuff, because so you're working with someone on who does that. So from a business perspective, right? So you guys have done business deals before, previous ventures. I guess for someone who wants to start a brewery, what are some things they have to keep in mind, like in terms of, is it profitable? Do you expect something profitable real quick? Is it something that, like,
number one key to success, have good beer. Hey, because seriously, I'm kind of joking, but I've had people come in and it's like, oh yeah, this place over there, beer sucks. This place over here started out good, now it's bad. You know, consistency, you know, have a consistent good beer you know, because that's really what it's about, you know.
So is that finding, you saying that you work with someone, so is that finding someone who distills good beer? And I guess my second question is, how do you find that person?
That would be another thing that's probably can't really know. You know what I mean? That's one of the things. Anybody can say they're a brewer, a brew master. You know, I guess experience in the brewing industry. But then, you know, it's coming up with those recipes. Some of it's just God-given talent and a good brewer kind of with experience knows what to do and know how to, you know, make a good batch of beer. You know what I mean?
And honestly speaking, most craft beer, they're started like in with a kit in the house. And so,
And it grows, yeah.
and they just get bigger and they learn and they go through it. It's like, well, I'm not gonna compare it to something else, but a scientist is like, you know, you get one strand of this, it's good. And then you know, you just build on it and build on it, and then you just expand, you know. So that's really, you know, it's probably it's not an absolute science, but it's probably very, very scientific, you know, to get the right ingredients and stuff, you know.
So I guess my next thought, right? So get all that set up, get the beer, get the location, I guess, right? So we kind of spoke about this a little bit before in terms of a little bit about customer service, but I guess what would you say is that last it's that last sauce, last icing on the cake to really make your business stand out, make your brewery different, make it.
You talked about the diversify earlier. You talked about the diversification. So how do you get that?
So I think a perfect ingredient or the icing on the cake would be making sure that your customer service exceeds expectation. If I can get a loyal customer in here, that's going to be your repeat customer. And he's going to tell another person, and that person's going to tell another person. Outside of making a good beer, which is the
key,
the meat,
key ingredient.
You know what I mean? The base, the flour.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to have something to come back to, like, okay, well, it's great beer, but customer service sucks. So I think that would be the other thing, and making sure that people have a good experience at your establishment. So for a person that's starting off on the brewery, it's definitely, you know, I think a couple of things you need to realize is one, the brewing equipment is kind of expensive. Location would be ideal to make sure that he gets a great location. Hopefully a lot of drive by. He or she, I'm sorry. He or she gotta be careful about it nowadays. To make sure that there's a lot of drive by, maybe walk up traffic. And the brewer, of course, making good beer. So it's just those different dynamics there, man, and customer service, and putting your heart into it, because we have sacrificed a lot of time in here outside of our other businesses to make sure that this grows and we nurture it like a child. We feed it and water it and burp it, bathe it. Get mad at it and send it to his room and come back to it. You know what I mean? Just putting, man,
plenty of that.
A lot of that.
Yeah. So we try to, and both of us are humble, and we try to make sure that, you know, that's what we bring to the table, man. As far as
humble, didn't you see his Rolls Royce out there?
Never mind.
You missed that one, didn't you?
Never mind that, but you know. But yeah, I mean, and there's people have a good experience here, man. It make you want to, even if you don't drink. That's my goal.
Yeah.
So because we're Black owned and it's kind of new to us, you know, it's different to get us out here. Because our first thing is we hear, I don't drink beer. Well,
okay, we have a coffee, a latte, we got tea.
Had a seltzer.
We have a seltzer.
So we had a seltzer, and it's like,
we got some water.
And then they think about
pop, you know, whatever.
the other seltzers that's from Food Line. I can't say the name, but And they're like, oh, I hope it don't taste like. So they taste our sauce, just like, oh yeah, I could do this. So it's just different thing. And then we got some for everything. We got pizzas, flatbreads, all that good
And
stuff.
also too, I'm thinking we're brainstorming, and we're gonna do like speed date night. Got cornhole tournament coming up. We got game night, open mic comedy on every other Wednesday. So we're doing a lot of
Wind
things.
down Wednesdays.
Wind down Wednesdays. And a couple of Sundays ago, we had a jazz band on the balcony playing over to the people downstairs on the back patio. So we've been just really kind of being creative to get people in too. So once they get in here, they like the establishment. So everything else kind of sells itself. But yeah, got to be creative.
Yeah. What would you do different?
Differently.
With more information.
Yeah.
Because
what you know now.
Because
all over again. What would you do different?
I would say nothing.
Nothing.
I would say nothing.
Yeah, because everything has been there.
Everything went smoothly, or
No.
Everything was a great learning experience.
Yeah.
So through trial and error, this has forged a great learning experience. You know what I mean? Because if someone told me it, I probably would have done this different, or that, but just going through the trial, through the fire, it just made both of us a lot sharper.
Do you have an example of that?
All right, let me piggyback on that. The reason why I said I would do nothing is because I wouldn't, but with more information, I would change a few things.
Okay, like what?
Probably hiring. Yes, I would probably do a lot of. I would be more specific and vet more when it came to hiring, because we're in such a crunch, with people working. Yeah. So, when we're in that kind of a crunch, you might just pick anybody off the street and say, because they say they were a bartender here, or they waited tables there. Yeah. You give them an opportunity. But if you vet more and you had more time and more, ways to get, more qualified people, I would change that.
Got it. Yeah.
So, like he said, it's a learning curve because, hey, I've never been in a restaurant bar business, and, he hadn't either, but, I think I'm pretty proud of, what we've accomplished, and that's why I said I wouldn't change anything, but with more information, there would be some things. Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't change anything, but I mean, for me personally, I think, Rodney's right. I mean, as far as there's a lot of people don't really want to work. I mean, they just here to get a check. I prefer people that want to work, learn to work, and help grow the business. Yeah. And that's hard to find now. Yeah. As far as people that see your vision and around the curve I'm talking about, to see around the curve and they're with you and they following you through the curve and not knowing what's on the other end, of that corner. Yeah. So that takes a lot of trust in a person, and it's not a lot of that. But if they knew, then you know. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. Yeah.
I like that. That's it.
No, that's just a great way to end.
I like that. A great way to end it. So actually, before we end, you have a song, right?
Yes.
So
to a song that describes 1865 Brewing or your bed here /
All right, so I'm gonna come up with, you guys probably never heard of this, McFadden and Whitehead. Ain't no stopping us now.
Got you.
We're on the move. So that would be my song of the day.
Mine would be from Rose's album, Every Day We Hustle.
Yeah.
Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny because Rick Ross, he actually has a clip where he said something similar where, going back to humility, he has a clip saying like he likes to mow his grass, like he likes to cut his own grass. He gives some time.
Ain't no way in here he cut that grass. Not as the new house.
That's a big boy neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen the interview. Have y'all seen him cutting the grass? You know how many acres he has?
That's the point.
What portion did he cut? Because I'm sure Rick Ross, if you ever see this, he was a lying motherfucker. He might cut somewhat. We'll cut this section here. How many acres he got, man? You couldn't cut. How is he still out there cutting now?
You probably got like a team of people out there. I think what he said that he pretty much has like a team of people. He hops on one, he got his boys.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. For 12,000. Yeah. That's just ludicrous. But yeah, and I say that because every day we're hustling. Because our saying is, you know, what you doing? You got to make money every day. We should see each other and say that, you know what I mean? And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of, you know, because you're not making money every day. What you doing? You're spending it. So. Yeah. Oh, and make sure the contract is signed.
Make sure it's
You know what I mean? That's it.
Write down the names correctly.
Right. Because I'm gonna be William Combs and he's gonna be Rodney Mailman.
Rodney Dangerfield. Can't get no respect.
All right. So before we leave, once again, thank you guys for joining us in today's conversation. Where can people find you? What's the address? People want to come out to 1865 Brewing Company. Where can they find you? What can they expect?
They're gonna find us at 9 South Mallory, Hampton.
Phoebus.
We're on all social media platforms. I think even Twitter now, but let me check on that. I'm not sure, but the big ones, I think. Well, Twitter's pretty big too. But anyway, so Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you guys stop by from the 757 area. Make sure you stop by, showing love again. Thank you guys for coming on today's episode. I hope you guys learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot. Whether you want to start a brewing company, trying to get into hospitality, restaurant, or just general entrepreneurship advice, that hiring piece is very important because that applies to a lot of different businesses. That's something that we kind of have to go through in terms of hiring people to edit, do things like that. You have to make sure you're vetting and going through the right people. And that's very important because you'll spend more. I think I saw a quote. You'll lose more money hiring the wrong person.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure that you have the right team, right people behind you, and like you said, find people who like not just want to check, but actually care about the business. That's harder because like you can find anybody to edit videos, but you're not gonna find a lot of people who care about everybody eats and what we stand for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that piece is important, not just for this type of company, but any company, any business, any brand that you're starting. You want to make sure that you surround yourself with the right people, have a nice team, all that good stuff. So
And don't hold on to people you should let go.
ooh, that's a different episode. That's a whole different episode.
Hey, and also don't change what you do. But if you have more information, then you can make a better educated decision.
That's a fact. All right. So make sure you're following us. All platforms at Everybody Eats Show on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure you're following us. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, that's Everybody Eats Show. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, leave a review, comment, help us get ranked. Make sure you're showing some love, share with your friends. Don't be selfish. Everybody eats. We'll see you guys next week.
Everybody
Peace.
eats.